What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Piscean Predator. I'm back with that TPP True Crime Talk. And before we jump in to this video's topic, if you could smash that like and that subscribe, your boy would appreciate it. All right, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this topic now. Trial update for the Ice Cream Man murders, right? And it's been pretty much the same up to today. Today was a little bit different, right? It was a little bit different. There was still the same, prosecution kind of failing to utilize their witnesses and evidence properly, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, right? But that's what I'm here for. I'm just giving my opinion on cases and trials. Now, the thing that was different today, though, is prosecution put a witness up on that stand, and that witness, who is a ex-acquaintance of Michael Keetley, he has some interesting skill sets. Not only does he have some interesting skill sets, the way the defense questioned him and the things they questioned him on, dude, it made him look more suspect on this murder than Michael Keetley. And I seen where the defense was going with it, and I think it's a damn amazing defense strategy, because what it is this gentleman is a machinist, right? So he's got skills in making all kinds of stuff, and he's worked on modifications for firearms. That's not his particular specialization, but it's something that he's done work on, and he is a gun guy. He goes to gun shows and whatnot. But the prosecution is trying to bring him in to say that he had talked to Michael Keetley about an attachment for his firearm to turn it into more of a carbine looking gun, a rifle per se, a modified looking rifle, more like an assault style once this part's added to it. But during this, there was information brought up where this individual had went to Michael's house and shot his own personal guns, and Michael shot his guns in this area. Well, afterwards, him and his wife had retrieved the brass from the shooting, from the target shooting that day, and he had kept the brass in a bag in a storage shed where he has equipment, machine equipment and stuff and consumables and whatnot. Now, that's not really that strange this after the murders, right? After the murders, investigators question him, and he ends up giving this spent brass to the investigators. Now, why does that matter? Because not only does this individual skilled in the CNC machines and machinists in general, I mean, he messes with metal, right? And it's a little bit crazy because he himself was not happy with that neighborhood. He himself ended up moving his family out of that neighborhood, out of the close neighborhood, and had an issue with the gangs there, right? He literally moved himself and his kids because of the influences in that neighborhood and him not wanting his children to be around it. He and his wife had lived there since, I believe, 98. His wife owned the house. His business was ran from that property. But all of a sudden, around this time of this murder, he's up and gonna leave. And then one of the first things he does when he sees it on the news is he calls Michael Keetley's associate, who Michael met him through, which is a gentleman that had worked with Michael Keetley on his ice cream truck after Michael was shot. He had called and said, did you have any involvement in that? Which is kind of weird, because it's like, yeah, Michael Keetley was trying to figure out, who did it so he can get the investigators on it and like get resolution for what happened to him. But this guy, I don't know, man. He did the same thing other witnesses done, and that was like he was not good at like answering the questions properly and accurately. Same questions he had been asked about 10 years prior, right, in depositions. So what the defense did by laying it out the way they did is they made me question if this guy is actually the one that did it. Like, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if Michael Keetley did this. I believe that he was investigating it best he could to try to figure out what happened to him, who did it, and then get that information to law enforcement so they can take care of it. And granted, I mean, the dude's gonna be pissed. I'd be pissed too if I was shot. I'd have some choice words to be talking about these individuals. But this other gentleman that got up today, this witness, and it does not make sense. He knew about what Michael was doing. He knew about some of the names that Michael was looking into, particularly this gentleman named Creeper, who is the shot caller for the gangs in that area. He runs that. He's been in, straight up admitted it, right? So this gentleman who had moved his family, this gentleman who has ability to modify a firearm, who isn't happy about the gang situation and has befriended Michael, or at least been acquaintance with Michael through one of Michael's, employees, basically, temporary employees after Michael had been shot. Like, he looked guilty on that damn stand today as a witness. And the way that the defense laid it out, man, I don't know if Keetley did this now. It was like, I already had a hard time believing that he did it because of the fact that, yeah, there's a little bit of circumstantial evidence that might make you think it because of the fact that he was investigating this thing on his own. But none of the evidence the prosecution's laid out has made sense to me. It hasn't made me, like, even question the dude if he's guilty, right? I need some good evidence. I need something I can rationally think about, and it needs to make sense. And nothing up to this point has made sense. But this new witness gets on the stand, and all of a sudden the questions that he's being asked makes him look more sus than Michael. Bro, I don't know. This case is getting real interesting. This trial is getting real interesting to me. And I'm wondering, I'm definitely wondering what's going to happen if we go to the end of this trial and it's either Michael's, innocent or it's a hung jury. Either way, it's out of the court, right? I'm wondering if there's an investigation that gets reopened up on this individual, because this individual sounds like he has all the means and the access to both firearms, the information on the streets, places people lived, and he knew about the guy that was running the gangs, and the gangs are the whole reason why this man and his family had to move from a house they owned and lived at for so long, like a place where his business was. Like, that was the reason he left. Like, dude, I don't know, man. I mean, it's looking real interesting, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say for sure he did it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, the gentleman that got on that stand today as a witness, after he was done, he looked more suspect than Michael Keetley did. It's like, why did he keep a hold of that brass? Why did he keep hold of that brass at a target shooting event he did, a little get together he did with Michael Keetley on Michael's property? He took that brass, held on to it specifically in a bag. Usually if you keep brass, there's two things you could do, right? You can either reload with it, or you can melt it down. He did neither one of those things and kept it for months in his storage until after the murders and the investigation was going, and then he went and gave that brass to the investigator. That shit is sus, guys. That is sus, man. That one little thing right there makes no sense to me. And then the dude's overall look, size, and stature, going back and looking at and listening to, the surviving victims and what they said the dude looked like and whatnot, and then the type of guns this gentleman owns. I'm telling you guys, I think I would not be surprised if this trial ends in either Michael Keetley being innocent or a hung jury and an investigation getting opened up on the individual that took the stand today, the witness that took the stand today. And because I'm speaking on him like that, I'm not going to say his name. You can go to watch the trial and get his name, because I ain't going to be like, pointing him out as a, as he did it. But if you want to go look at him, definitely go back to the trial from today, the footage from today, and peep it yourself, man. Put it, speed it up so you can listen to it faster. But I'm telling you, man, something smells fishy. But guys, that is the update so far for today. More of the same with the old lawyers arguing, more of the defense poking holes in prosecution as witnesses, but defense definitely made the witness look pretty sus today, and it definitely made me call into question Michael Keetley's guilt, because at this point now I don't think he's guilty. But that being said, guys, it's your boy, the Piscean Predator. You know the drill. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And man, I hope y'all have an amazing day, man. Much love, y'all. Peace.